Virechan is the second purificatory therapy in Panchkarma sequence, and there are many health conditions, health situations where Virechan is not advised. Namaskar, I am Dr. Sonika Nadda, Panchkarma consultant and assistant professor. So in today's class, we are going to learn about all those conditions where Virechan is not advised or Virechan ayogya conditions. Let's move toward the class and know about those conditions. Virechan is one of the pradhan karma among the panchkarma, and it's ideal and best treatment for pitta disorders or pitta associated problems. We have learned this in last class. Just a quick revision. The definition of Virechan is tatra dosha haranam urdhopagam vamnam sangyakam adobhagam virechanam sangyakam ubhayava shariram mala virechanam dvivirechanam sangyalapte. When doshas are removed from upward root, that purification is vaman. When doshas are removed from downward root, that situation is Virechan. And when doshas are removed from both the roots, that situation is also known as Virechan. So this is the definition of Virechan. There are many conditions where Virechan is not advised. So let's know one by one. These are the conditions where patient won't be able to tolerate the intensity of Virechan, like Langhita, Upavasita, who has undergone for long fasting. They are ayogya, contraindicated. The patient who is durbala, weak by physically or weak by mentally, avoid giving Virechan to all those people. And durbala indriya, who is having really very weak sense organs, or there is no clarity in their senses. In those conditions also Virechan is contraindicated. Conditions like alpa agni, abhighatak, kshatakshina, pipashita, like low digestive fire, and patient has undergone for any trauma or accident, and he really got weak after those situation or after that accident. In that condition also it is not advised. Or pipasita is not at that moment pipasita. If patient is not is suffering with this thirst thing, he is not able to get relief from his sense of thirstiness for a long period. In that condition Virechan is not advised. We should not give Virechan to bala, vriddha, karma, bhara, hatva. That means these lives, these situations are not able to tolerate the intensity. But see, when we will go to in the next classes, there are the type of Virechan: Mridu Virechan, Madhyam, Tikshna Virechan, or Ruksha Virechan, Snigdha Virechan. Like in old days, if you are planning for the Virechan, first of all it is contraindicated. But if there is no other option, then you have to plan Snigdha Virechan in that condition, because this is old days which is Vata dominating. In that way you have to understand. Otherwise for main Virechan, Shodhanarth Virechan, this is really contraindicated. The situation is contraindicated. Okay, and karma bhara hatva, the people who are really involved in so much physical work, exhaustion, and in those conditions also be careful, because it is not advised, because they are really weak. They cannot tolerate its force of Virechan. If you are giving very tikshna aushadhi in case, and they are getting the 25 to 30 motions, their body don't have that much strength, then there may be a complications. These two conditions also, when person is really very thin or really very obese, so Virechan is contraindicated. Krura Kosta, Garbhani, na prasuta. For Krura Kosta, I discussed it in last class also. See, Virechan is advised in Vivandha, that is constipation, but not in Krura Kosta. So need to understand the difference in both the conditions. Because Krura Kosta is the main cause of Krura Kosta is Vata, right? So here Basti could be the right option. You have to think in that way. For Virechan, it is advised. Don't think constipation is there, then just give Virechan. No, it doesn't work. The problem won't be solved. Patient again will get the same problem. In pregnancy, it is contraindicated. Even in the na prasuta, Virechan is contraindicated. Just after food, Virechan should not be given. Virechan is always advised in empty stomach. When kapha kala is going and pitta kala is coming, at that moment it is advised. So after food, Virechan should not be given. Just check with your patient. Ratri jagrana, ati snigdha, ati ruksha. These are also the conditions where Virechan is contraindicated. In insomnia patient, you should not plan for Virechan. What happen if patient really do Ratri jagrana or they are not getting proper sleep, there will be Vata aggravation, right? So in Ati Vata, Virechan is not the right option. Basti is the right option. Or we have, if Vata is really aggravated, you have to think about the Snigdha therapy, Brahmana therapy. So here it could create a problem or may again aggravate the Vatas. Or if the condition is really Ati Snigdha and Ati Ruksha conditions, also Virechan is advised. If Ati Snigdha is there, then you have to do proper Swedan for the patient first, then go for a Virechan. And in Ati Ruksha, you have to do first proper Snigdhata, Snehan, then only you have to opt for the Virechan therapy. That's why these conditions is also contraindicated for Virechan. Shalya Ardita Niruhita. Shalya Ardita, injury by weapon. If patient is really got any injury, in that condition also we have to avoid Virechan, and just after Niruha Basti, Virechan should not be planned. After just patient has undergone for example 8 days Basti therapy, Basti course, just after that don't plan Virechan. It's contraindicated. Chinta Dhyan Prasakta. If patient is really overthinking, over anxious, or is too much into books, or in that condition also Virechan should not be given. The reason behind it, I think, in though both the condition really aggravate Vata. So in that condition, if we provide Virechan, situation may increase. That is why the Virechan is contraindicated in those people who are really overthinking, over worrying, over anxious. Either you have to counsel them properly, okay, make them on the right state of mind, so make them ready first for the therapy, then you can think about it. Otherwise it's contraindicated. Vayama Vyavaya Prasakta. The one who is really too much into the exercising or too much into the sexual involvement, both the conditions also contraindicated for the Virechan. Navapratishyaya Navajwara. If patient is really got acute rhinitis, in that I'm talking about acute rhinitis, okay, just very fresh, then don't go for a Virechan therapy. Navajwara, in Navajwara Virechan is contraindicated, but in last class we have studied it. For Jwara it is advised, but not for a Navajwara. Kshatagudha Muktanala. Anal injury. If there is anal injury, that is why always a pre-examination is required when you are going for any therapy. In anal injury, Virechan should not be given. Take proper history, so you can prevent from further complications. Muktanala, if there is an anal incontinence, then also Virechan should not be given. Madatya Admana Rajakshma. Problems related to alcoholic disease, Virechan is contraindicated. In Admana situations where really very much flatulence, you have to treat first the condition, then you can think about it. In tuberculosis it is not advised. Adhogat Rakta Pitta, bleeding from lower orifices, you should not go for Virechan. What will happen? It will increase, right? Already there is a downward movement. Then what Virechan will do? Virechan again intensify the downward movement of doshas. So there may be complications or problems. Even in diarrhea, Virechan is, it's very well understood, it should not be given. So in conclusion, all those conditions we have discussed right now, in those Virechan should not be given. Here is a shloka from Ashtanga Sutrasthana, 18th chapter, that says Natu Recha Navjari, means don't give Virechan to Navjari. Alpa Agni, when there is a very less Jataragni or Dhatu Agni. Adhoga Pitta Asra, when there is a bleeding from the lower orifices. Kshatapayu, when there is a problem related to anal region. Atisarena, diarrhea problem. Sashalya when there is a problem related to any shalya or any surgery patient has undergone or any injury has undergone, those conditions don't give Virechan. Asthapita, after asthapan vasti, that is niruha vasti. Krura koshti, in krura koshta, no Virechan, the right option is vasti. Atisnigdha shoshina, or if patient is excess oily, excess snigdha or excess ruksha condition, in those conditions Virechana is not advised. First we have to fix the problem, then only you can plan for it. Okay, so that was the today's class. Thank you for listening. If you really like the class, write in the comment box and subscribe the channel, share the channel with your friends and leave a comment, and that these all the things are really very free. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in the next class, next session. Take care. Bye bye.